The women's pudding division. I love it. That should
Could we
definitely
just
be the.
revisit that a minute, please? What did you just say?
What?
The
The WPD
The
podcast,
acronym.
Women's Pudding Division. That's the
Welcome back.
only actual. It's only me. That's the only division I could join. The pudding division.
Could you bring an element of
Say something.
professionalism, please, and do the intro?
Yes. Prynhawn, good afternoon. Happy Easter and past Capus if you're in Wales. Welcome to the WPD podcast. This is
Not the women's pudding division.
Not the women's pudding division. This is episode 26, and I'm back.
Kelly's back, hooray! We're the light of our life. Little Welsh bean. I love it. How are you feeling, Kelly? What's going on?
I'm okay. I've got tonsillitis, but I'm here with my Strepsils and my water. It's all good.
Question is, Strepsil or Soother? I know you said the strawberry Strepsils are fucking banging.
Oh, they are. I do like a tune.
A tune? Bloody hell. I haven't had one of
Used
those
to eat them
in
as kids. Like a
I'd
sweet.
rather stick
and you used to pop
in my
Soothers
eye.
as well, didn't you?
Used to what?
Pop Soothers all the time because they've got like a real nice centre. So you used to be like pop, pop, pop.
Not the honey ones though. I can't.
No, honey one tasted like arsehole. I ain't having those again.
They all taste like arsehole.
Not the Soothers blackcurrant. They're decent.
No, anything with that. It's that, like the airwaves, the mentholiness of them. I can't. Why? Right? Why? You've got a fruit. Why does it need to be mixed with like menthol? They're two separate things.
Yeah, that is a weird one. That is a very weird one.
Why ruin something fruity? Reeves, move your head. You're adjusting the laptop.
Why
mix something fruity with something menthol? It's like these people that put fucking pineapple on pizzas. What the fuck's that all about?
That's a no from me. It makes it soggy.
It does, doesn't it? Did you ever
Sweet
have those
savory?
Yeah. Did you ever have the Airways sheets that were like really mint? That's kind of weird.
You can tell I'm back. You can tell I'm back. It was so professional last week.
I'm getting my coil removed on Thursday, and it's like,
oh mate, I bet that's gonna be a laugh.
Fucking hell, it's gonna be a fucking punch in the face. I feel.
Jesus.
Yeah. The worst bit was right. So I've rung them, arranging this appointment. Then have to go through a triage with a fucking nurse. All right, no worries. And I've said to her, I'm a paramedic, so because she asked whether a doctor could observe anyway. So she's like, right, well, talk me through why, you want to have the coil removed. And I was like, well, because I'm postmenopausal and I just don't want it in there anymore. She's like, well, have you thought about having the other coil, the hormone one? I'm like, I don't want anything in my body. She's like, yeah, but it would be a really good idea, and kind of almost pressurizing me into fucking putting something. Pardon?
A sale.
Yeah. It's like, I know you get a little tick in your box because you said that you put that coil in somewhere. So you're helping the planet with your contraceptive prevention stuff. But still, it's like, don't pressurize women into contraceptive options.
Yeah.
Give them the options and discuss the options, but don't well, you really should.
Should have just been like, I was straight, now I'm gay. Let's get this out of my fanny.
Yeah. I didn't think about
They've probably just got a tally chart about like how many coils they've done, how many Depo-Provera injections. She's probably ahead.
Yeah.
But it's based on funding, isn't it? So, like in the ambulance service, we get more funding the more calls we get to in 8 minutes. It's a sequin thing. So they get funding they've administered X amount of oral contraceptives, X amount of implants, X amount of coils. It's that sort of thing, but it does sort of, it's quite a pressurizing thing. And I felt like I had to justify why I didn't want anything.
Yeah, push the contraceptives, and then when they fuck up your hormones, they don't want to do anything. Yay!
But it's all right because they can put a coil in that will reverse your menopause.
Oh, does it Does it
Great.
also reverse your aging? Because that sounds great.
It's called the Benjamin buttoning coil.
Fucking brilliant. Peter Pan coil.
Yeah, yeah.
I might ask if I can keep mine in a jar and call it Tinkerbell.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Just be like, this is my coil. It
Can
brings
you
good
imagine
luck.
going round and round and there's this just like coil floating in a jar in the kitchen as you're sitting there with your cream of rice, like
It's going to be my mascot for the Toronto Pro.
I want to thank my coil.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking hell. Does it hurt? So when they take it out, well, you won't know, but when they put it in, did it hurt?
It was quite uncomfortable, yeah.
Oh.
It's
is it more uncomfortable than a smear test?
yes.
Ladies, get your smears
it's
done.
quite invasive, yes.
Leeds had her smear done the other day.
They don't hurt smears.
They're just uncomfortable, aren't they?
Yeah, that's all it is.
I had to go and have fucking, oh, what's it called? I can't remember the name. It begins with C, where basically you have abnormal cells.
Colposcopy.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. So yeah, I had to have a fucking biopsy. That was not fun. And the worst bit was, I remember getting fucking on the bed, trying to get in the stirrups, and they had like this bit of metal sticking up from the floor. So I cut my foot on that, and then they deep dove and took away some stuff.
They like whitewash inside you.
Yeah.
Like a dye.
Yeah.
This sounds awful. But it just highlights abnormal cells, and then you can watch on the your
I saw my cervix.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
But it's incredible. It's life-saving.
Yeah.
So I'm all for every kind of invasive test.
Have they
it's not, it's not that uncomfortable. Like having a coil fitted is more uncomfortable, but having a smear, so coil is probably like the worst period pain you've ever fucking had, unless you've got like polycystic ovary or something like that. But having a smear, I don't know for you, Kelly, for me, it was just like low grade period discomfort. The biopsy stung, but not.
I've had a child, so it's like swinging it like a lasso in there.
Fucking ejected a watermelon out. So yeah.
No, to be fair, Sean was only £3.10, so actually not the case, because they often discuss it when you have a smear. Ooh, did you have a vaginal delivery? That's what they say to you, and I'm like,
yes, Karen. Yes, I did. I'm fucking proud.
The amount of judgment realistically in women's healthcare, it's like you're judged if you've had a baby, you're judged if you not have a baby, you're judged if you do want to have contraceptive, and you're judged if you don't. It's just like, fucking give us some, just fuck off. Men don't have this.
The lady that does my smear tests is gay also, called a Big Gay Claire, and she's just an absolute G. Leets had her the other day, and I was like, do you have Big Gay Claire? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, she's seen both our fannies now.
She's more or less had sex with you.
Gay Claire.
Big Gay Claire.
You're more or less in a throuple.
Pretty much. We've basically all had sex.
Wow.
Anyway.
Poor Claire.
This is a very overt episode, isn't it? Maybe we need like a parent advisory warning or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, all fun and games. Us women have a great time.
Yes.
Yeah, moves nicely on to your experiences with your GP, Kelly. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah. So, as everybody knows or may not know, I had a double mastectomy in October last year, and about a month before that, I also had COVID. So obviously post-recovery, I was absolutely knackered. I was fatigued.
Remind me or remind the audience what a mastectomy is.
So a double mastectomy is I had both my breasts removed and all the tissue, not the skin. I kept the skin. So they took my nipples,
mammaries.
Yeah, all the glands, nipples, everything.
Yeah.
And then I had a reconstruction. Didn't have my lymph nodes removed, and it was preventative. Okay. Prophylactic is the posh word. So obviously it's a big surgery, and I thought that I felt like crap because I'd been through this surgery. I'd had counselling, changed my job. So I'm not working nights anymore, don't weekends. I am getting 8 hours sleep. I'm back training 5 days a week, but I just had the worst fatigue. My hair was coming out in clumps, zero sex drive. Like, where I'm gaining weight just in my stomach. I know that sounds really random, but I was like, what is going on? I can't concentrate, which I thought, oh, it must be something to do with like ADHD or something. I just can't read anything, can't
Wait,
concentrate. I'm getting brain frog.
can I just stop you 1 second there? So there is research that suggests that a decline in hormones can increase symptoms in females of ADHD and autism and neurodivergent conditions through the reduction in hormones.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
So I was getting really, really bad then night sweats. And I was like, I must be. Well, we had a discussion, didn't we, where we thought that potentially because I'd had a mastectomy, that my estrogen levels might be massively affected, and that might be what it is. So I went to my GP and I was like, I feel awful. I know my body. I am not right. I don't know what's going on. So I kind of discussed through how I was feeling, and he said to me, well, yeah, we'll do a full profile of your bloods, like your B12, diabetes.
Because you thought it could have been B12 to start off with, didn't you?
B12. Yeah, I thought.
Good job we didn't pin you with that.
Yeah, we'll go into that bit. So I was like, well, I just really, it was fatigue more than tiredness. I just, like, my endurance sucked. That's what I felt like. I could train and then that was me. That was my lot for the day. So went to the GP, explained how I felt, and he was like, you know, you've been through a really big surgery, and perhaps your lack of libido and how you're feeling is because you've had this big surgery, you know, you look different, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, I know where he's going with this. I know this isn't psychological. I have had counseling. I feel really good about myself. Like, no, but yeah, run the blood tests. And I had a very different GP ring me back with my results. And she was like, yep, everything's satisfactory. Everything's satisfactory. And I was like, okay, to me, satisfactory isn't good. Satisfactory is just satisfactory. So I asked her, can I just ask what my testosterone levels were? Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I don't know if you can hear it, Sarah, but there's an odd tinkling after when you talk. I don't know if it's the headphones or the
tinkling.
Yeah, it is. I was gonna say it, but then I was like,
hold the line.
Oh. Kelly, you look so cute today. What's going on?
Is that any better?
No, still there.
Wait, speak again.
Better?
Yeah, it's better.
Cool. Carry on.
They keep falling out my ears anyway. They're absolute dog shit, those things.
The absolute dog shit.
Absolute dog shit.
Sorry, yeah, carry on.
Yeah, so the GP, I asked, you know, can you tell me what my testosterone levels were? And she was like, oh no, we didn't test for them. Like, we didn't test your testosterone. And I was like, sorry, can I ask why? She said, oh, well, you're a woman. We don't need to do that. We just your FSH, LH, and estradiol. And I was like, okay, excellent. Can I have a copy of all my results, please? And in Wales, unfortunately, it's not like in England. We can't access, you guys, I think you can sign up to an app and access your bloods.
System online. It depends on your GP. And then, like, where I've changed GPs, handily, my results haven't transferred across.
In Wales, you can't do that. You have to actually physically sign a piece of paper that's asking for your medical records, and I literally just asked for the bloods. They came back and my estradiol was low, so satisfactory, but really close to their low range.
Yeah.
And Babs was like, you know, we need to get your testosterone looked at. So I paid, this was a bit of a drama. I paid through Youth Revisited, who were really good, to be fair. I don't recommend that you order a pinprick retrieval kit.
Yeah.
Unless you have very fat fingers with a lot of blood.
Yeah.
I was milking my fingers in this vial. Genuinely, they were black and blue. I just couldn't get that much blood. It just didn't happen. So then they kindly sent me a proper blood retrieval set, and one of my good friends took blood, and my testosterone came back as 0.4.
Oh, 0.4. You're basically just a flappy patch, like you just don't have any
4 points from nil pois.
You're just a splashy patch with no hormones, Kelly.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
man. So what have you done to try and help the situation?
So I had two options, really. I either went back to the GP waving my results like, big mistake, like Julia Roberts out of Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Or I just looked at going on HRT and testosterone. I know some people that have actually had testosterone gel, and I know the NHS is looking at patches and stuff now, and it's just not for me.
So, sorry, my distraction wasn't me texting somebody. I was actually trying to quickly do a little search on testosterone in females, and the British Menopause Society has quite an extensive document, 5 pages long, on testosterone replacement. Sorry?
Read it to us.
Yeah.
Testosterone replacement in menopause. Is testosterone a female hormone? Wait, no, this is useful.
Oh.
Is testosterone a female hormone? Right? Yes. Because we didn't. What I was basically trying to do is, we know that as females we need testosterone, and within bodybuilding that's quite well recognized. But what I wanted to do was, before we carried on talking about it, was make sure that I could actually evidence that in healthcare.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's there. You know, testosterone is very, very important to us. Perimenopause, premenopausal women produce both testosterone and estrogen. Androgens, including testosterone, are essential for the development and maintenance of female sexual female sexual anatomy, physiology, and modulation of sexual behavior. So, in other words, yes, we fucking need it.
So why don't people, like, surely, like, when a doctor goes through, I don't know, through education, or a nurse, why aren't they told that testosterone is vital to female function? Like, I don't understand.
They probably were way back when they were a student, but especially when you've got to remember with GPs, they have to know of fucking everything. So of course there's going to be gaps in knowledge, because there's probably not many women asking specifically for testosterone results as part of their blood test, because Gen Pop don't really accept or understand the need and requirement for testosterone. They associate it with people looking like you and I, Sarah.
Yeah.
They don't associate it as being needed. So it might just be a gap in that GP's knowledge. Unfortunately, that she's probably not the only GP, but it is concerning that that's misinformation. And obviously, if you didn't know about the avenues of being able to get your blood work done, you'd still be in a hole, fatigued.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? And that's why we sort of are so blessed to know about the people that you can go to and have your blood done privately, like Eval, Vitalize. Like, it's so nice to be able to be like, actually, fuck the system, I'm just gonna get them done privately.
And it's easier. You don't have to fill out a form and wait 3 days.
Exactly.
Results like within 24 hours. But what frustrated me is that they basically said, well,
I think if I was showing that I was post-menopause, because you can't really tell if you're perimenopausal, can you? There isn't like a specific test. But I think if I had, like if I choose now to have my second surgery for the ovarian cancer, where I can have my tubes, my ovaries, then I think they would look at giving me testosterone, like as part of HRT.
Yeah.
But why isn't it that at 39 years of age, young, that I'm not entitled to want to have a sex drive or to want to feel like better about myself? Yeah, if a man went into a GP and said, I have no sex drive, I feel nothing, I feel flat, they would probably test their testosterone levels.
Yeah.
They probably give them antidepressants in the meantime, but they may well eventually at some point their testosterone levels.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that doesn't make it any easier when you're going through it. And I think this is the more I'm talking about it with different people, the more it's becoming apparent that, you know, people aren't aware that actually what they're experiencing could be hormone related. And there is this too quick a jump to go to antidepressants as the save all. I do know a male who was misdiagnosed and his testosterone was low and had issues, and it took a very, very long time to find out that the reason things weren't working was actually because of a collection of vessels in his testicles that were a problem. And so there is misdiagnosis on both genders.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It crashed my end.
Oh, just your end. I was fine.
It was good. Yeah. But it is mad, isn't it? It's fucking, it's so bad.
Infuriating. But
like,
equally,
yeah.
I am so glad I've got an answer, because I thought it was almost turning it back on me. Well, I think what she said was, sorry, I know it doesn't give you any answers. No, it fucking doesn't.
Yeah. I still feel like shit, Karen. God damn it.
Yeah.
I still think you should, when you feel in the right position to, I still think it's worth a conversation with your surgery, as in your GP surgery, not your breast surgery. Because if that GP then continues on with that attitude, there may be quite a lot of women that they are having interactions with that they are misinforming and not helping.
Yeah.
But then even if you went in and said, I need to have a word with my GP, and you went in and was like, look, this case, you missed this, surely he's just gonna be like, I don't give a fuck up, don't give a fuck, send you on your way, you just wasted a session. Do you know what I mean? Like, will they listen?
There's each GP practice should have the ability to complain in writing via email, without actually having to sit down and have the confrontational conversation with the doctor themselves. So if you want, Kelly, I'll do it. I'd love to do that. Email them on your behalf.
Hi, it's Kelly.
It's a big no from me. These have been my childhood GPs since I was like 3.
Oh, really? Doesn't make any excuse for him to be shit, though, Kelly.
No. And do you know what's really frustrating? It's the female doctors that are the worst. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because the male GP that I saw, although he did order all the blood tests, obviously didn't order testosterone, but when I was going through my surgery, like if it wasn't for him, I would have been in a mess, because the consultant that I was under, they kind of missed the fact that I was almost septic.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, to be fair, they are good, but it's just,
this is what I mean. It's like,
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, like GPs, they may be very, very good with infections, wounds, that side of things, but they may not be, some of them, and this isn't a sweeping statement, there are some brilliant GPs out there, but there may be some gaps in the knowledge of things, which doesn't help people like you or I who are actually trying to continue on with our lives when, I just got told to stop exercising.
Why? Why do they say that? I don't know. Just stop. Be stagnant.
But
Yeah.
isn't exercise supposed to help with your testosterone levels? Yeah.
So my GP's thought process for why my hormones were lacking was that my hypothalamus was downregulated because of exercise, because exercise can do that. But we're talking about people with significant eating disorders
Yeah.
who are malnourished as well. I mean, yeah, you could argue on the back of the prep you are but this was 8 weeks post show, and I put on the weight. But what the GP failed to really listen to was the fact that I hadn't had a cycle since the beginning of 2020. So I was now nearly 2 years post my last cycle, and that's what they failed to listen to.
Oh, yeah.
So that last cycle was in an off season, and then I continued the off season and didn't start a prep for a number of months, and I still didn't have a cycle. And for some strange reason at the time, I just thought, well, this is fucking convenient, isn't it? This is great. But I didn't necessarily twig that, oh, that could be menopause. And thinking back, the reason why I didn't necessarily feel concerned about low mood and fatigue, fucking lockdown. We all had low mood and fatigue.
Yeah, that's
it was
true.
fucking hard. So multiple factors led me to that point, but then it doesn't help when a GP wasn't listening.
Yeah. It's mad,
It sounds
isn't
like we're GP bashing. We're not. It's just unfortunate that there's two of us.
I couldn't do their job. God, no.
Nah,
Huh?
I said I couldn't do their job, you know.
No.
It's not about bashing them. It's almost like I just wish that sometimes they would listen to patients a little bit more.
Yeah.
Active listening.
Yeah. I just think that, you know, it was a very busy surgery that day. And, you know, even when it's just the way that they kind of fobbed me off with my results. And it's like, well, actually, they weren't satisfactory.
And what does satisfactory even mean?
Yeah.
You know, it could be like, oh, I don't know. Funny example now. I'm trying to.
What are you eating? What are you eating, Kelly?
Oh, my throat is so sore.
So how are you feeling now? Like with it all, like have you sort of started implementing some bits and bobs?
Yeah, so I've had 2 lots of test and
FEM test to clarify.
500 milligrams every week going forward.
yeah, just 3 a week.
Yeah.
Just to see. I've only had 2, I think. And then retest my bloods in 5 weeks. And it's just about getting me back to a normal human being level.
Yeah.
Babs is really good, to be fair. She's great. And yeah, she's like, no wonder you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like, even you guys, when I sent the results, you're just like,
Jesus Christ, Kelly.
But you know, it would still be in the lowest range probably possible, which would probably be fine for the average woman. Well, actually, no, it's not fine for the average woman. But when you're trying to build muscle and be in an optimum place to build muscle, when your test is that shit, it's not a good place to be in.
It's not even about building muscle. It's about being able to function. You know, you're working a Monday to Friday 9 to 5. It's not a rotating 24 shift pattern. Although, yeah, there would be a period of adjustment getting used to that working pattern. It shouldn't knock you on the floor like it did. So even take out the wanting to build muscle, just living, being present with, you know, with Danny and with Sean and all those things that you just think, do you know what? I just want to lie on the sofa. And when I was feeling like that, I remember going, oh yeah, true. When I was feeling like that, I remember sitting on the sofa and classic would be, I need to do the washing up. and then I just go back to watching the shit that I was watching. But I wasn't even watching it because I couldn't concentrate on it. It was just
Yeah.
like stuff.
I don't forget things. I've got a really good memory, but it is like I really struggled with my uni this year. And it started in October, this year's uni. So of course, whether my surgeries made it worse, I don't know. Because obviously they didn't. I mean, in hindsight, I can be a genius and think I should have done my bloods a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's not something that you really think about, because I had my pre-surgery bloods, and then I had all my hormones and everything tested for when I was supposed to have my other surgery. So you thought, well, I thought they would have done testosterone as part of that and would have flagged something. But now, knowing what I know, you have to advocate for yourself and do it yourself.
Yeah.
DIY.
Exactly. And onwards for better things. Hopefully it'll make you feel super good.
And I'll be hench.
Yeah, you'll be you'll be part of the dessert division.
Yeah.
I am already. Look at my chins.
Look at you go. Woo!
Gutted because I haven't had an off plan yet because I haven't been able to swallow properly. So I've looked
Oh,
at
that sucks.
like mashed Weetabix. Like one of my meals is Weetabix, like frozen blueberries. That has been a godsend. Like,
I had
in a dream.
Ooh. Oh dear. Anyway, how's your prep going, Ro?
Doing the thing. Doesn't really feel like prep still. I mean, that's the great thing about anxiety-induced appetite suppression. It's like I get oh fuck, I should really eat now. But when was it? Tuesday was not a good day, and I think I went 5 hours, and I just couldn't face it.
Yeah.
But saw Tom yesterday, checking in again tomorrow. Potential removal of some carbs tomorrow, and he's moved to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday check-in, which I must admit I'm not in. I'm not one of those people that wakes up in the morning and thinks, fuck yes, I get to check in. I go, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to check in.
Especially when you can't poop.
Legit.
Yeah, especially when you can't have a shit. It's fucking,
a pound lighter.
the stress. And then it's like, oh, I don't want to take photos where in my rear relaxed, you can see the toilet seat mark on my ass cheek. These are the sorts of things that go through my head.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Halo.
For me, being old as fuck, as Sarah puts it, I wake up in the morning, and Kelly will relate to this. Sarah, you've got it coming.
Okay.
You wake up, your alarm goes off, and you lie there for a minute trying to work out what bits are hurting, what bits aren't hurting, what bits are DOMs, but what bits are old. And then you roll over, and my SI kicks off, and I go, oh. And then I realize I've got to do a quarter turn. And
actually, to be fair, I have that now.
I may or may not have noticed, but I never send, when I do my check-in, I never send my first quarter turn, because in the morning it looks like dog shit because I'm so stiff. But saying that, I did had a massage on Thursday and 6'3" elbow in my glute. And between that and then last night when I got back, I did my hip flexors. And that massive, I think my hip flexors have been tight, pulling my pelvis to tilt forward, which is crushing that bit of my SI and pulling on my piriformis. So where we've been attacking my piriformis, I actually needed to attack my hip flexors because it's so much better today, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and plus as well, iliac psoas. So obviously that's made of iliacus and psoas major. Psoas major inserts just as you come to the last of your T-spine. So when that becomes tight, it compresses your lower back. So it's just fucking hell on earth. So a lot of people think, oh, I've got back pain, and then target the area of pain, when realistically it's elsewhere. It is majority of the time hip flexors. You get it in football players and stuff like that all the time when they have that anterior tilt and it's just compressing the TNL spine together. It's mad.
I am one of those people that pain will not present where the issue actually is. It's a real fucker, because I'll get pain in my trap, but it's actually from my serratus anterior. Wow, I can see your dinner. Sarah's yawning for the record.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so short answer is 7 weeks
Mm.
out,
Oh,
checking in
no.
tomorrow. Really should buy my pro card and book off flights, but haven't quite got my arse in gear yet.
Oh my God, it's painful for you.
I'm glad you covered your
thought-
mouth so we didn't see the aliens living in your tonsils.
Oh, they're just.
Mm.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I covered my mouth in case it fell, my straps all fell out.
Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, are you excited? Are you kind of, how are you feeling? You excited for it, or you just kind of just like thinking one day at a time?
Kind of one day at a time, but that's not
Yeah.
the prep. That's the anxiety, possible PTSD shit going on in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I will be more, I keep saying this to Dan, I will be more excited once we've booked the tickets because then it will feel more real.
Yeah. Yeah. Are those
Yeah.
tickets
It's like a holiday, isn't it? When you can start counting down.
Yeah.
And
Are
I
you
think you need to be hungry. I think that's when you want to feel like you're on prep, is when you
Yeah.
probably because you're not feeling like you're in the trenches. So
Yeah.
No bullets flying.
Pew, pew. Yeah. So you haven't booked your tickets as in plane tickets?
No,
Okay. Yeah.
no.
That
And I
don't
haven't
feel
bought the
real.
pro card yet.
who
Oh,
do
okay.
No.
Huh?
who do you fly with to where you're going?
I think we're going with Air Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, they're supposed to be really good.
Hmm.
Mm.
I
It's
went with
kind of-
Delta to Reno, and they were fucking brilliant. They were so good.
Mm.
But did you see the Texas prize fund?
Yes.
I said, Tom, if I don't win that, I'm literally moving away and I'm not being coached in doing bodybuilding anymore. I was like, I have to win, Tom, otherwise you're fired.
Is she like, is the people going out for, is it 6 people and their partners? Because
So
I
I
will,
don't know.
I will go.
Yeah. I volunteered
Sorry,
for
sorry, Lee.
So just for
Um,
those that might not be aware, where is it on our little WhatsApp thread?
I saw it and I was like, fuck me, that's so good.
Way
It's a-
back, way back. So Sarah is obviously doing Texas, where the first prize money is $15,000. And the 3-foot victory pose custom trophy. Second place, $3,000. Third place, $2,000. Fourth place, $1,500. Fifth place, $1,000. Sixth place, $500. And then a £500 travel expenses reimbursement for each participant who placed top 10 at the 2022 Olympia. Yeah. Top 6 and myself will have a secret cheat meal in an I can't speak today.
Undisclosed.
Undisclosed location.
Undisclosed.
Nothing is off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, the lineup's gonna be fucking gnarly though if she's offering those fucking prize funds.
Yeah.
But it's so I literally messaged Sarah and was like, thank you for actually doing something nice for women's physique. Like obviously she's not Miss O anymore, but like she's still putting that's the majority of that money, or it was last year, was her from her own pocket. And it's just like it's so nice to see that someone's actually making a change. So for a woman to win 15 grand, obviously outside the O, it is mad. And the fact that all top 6 competitors get money.
Yeah.
And you get the distinction award, women's distinction award, and like you're just celebrating a fucking sick category with sick people, just creating a community. So it'll be sick to go and just, if I don't win, I don't win. Like especially with who could possibly turn up, but it would be sick to just go and be around people like that who have so much experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because do you know the prize fund, the prize money for your show, Ro?
No idea.
Yeah,
I don't tend to think about these sorts of things.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we do it for the money, but it's just the fact that
The money, but it's 15,000 baht.
Yeah. That sounded really like I don't think about those sorts of things because I don't really think too much about the show before the show.
Yeah,
that's why I don't think about it.
Yeah,
because I don't know, it's just kind of how I deal with it. I think I probably disassociate from competing a little bit when I'm on prep, which is strange considering I'm dancing around in my pants every 2 fucking days.
Yeah, dancing
Um,
around in your pennies.
Everybody's very different. I think you either
Yeah.
really submerge yourself in all of it, or you kind of like dip in and out. I was a dipping in and out person, or you completely step back.
Yeah. See, we spoke about this last week, didn't we, Ro?
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Competition mindset.
Yeah, and the fact that some people want to watch bodybuilding all the time and some people just don't. And me and Ro, I think we're very similar in the fact that we just, when I'm in prep, I won't really watch any bodybuilding shit or anything. I'll just fucking do my own thing.
I
No.
watched a lot of cake decorating on prep.
Cake decorating.
Although, saying that, I was driving about today listening to Christian's latest podcast with Dr. Amelia Thompson.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, well, I've only got about 20 minutes into it because I listened to the one with Cal first
Yeah.
and then moved on to Amelia's one. But it was talking about those back end of diet phases where you're constantly checking yourself, constantly looking at yourself, and how that can then translate into negative behaviors, which was quite
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like what?
Leets is saying, hey.
Have you brought some rubber crumb home?
You brought some rubber crumb home?
Oh man, what's going on with this fucker?
No, she hasn't.
Where's this fucker come from?
A stress vein.
Yeah.
I look like a fucking Klingon.
I've got like
Oh
Hey,
dear.
my new gym has rubber flooring. What a nightmare.
How was
Yeah.
Big Gay Claire?
How's
Big gay Claire was big gay Claire.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were speaking about smear tests earlier.
Fair.
Yeah.
It was fun. Good from my cervix.
Standard
enough.
procedure.
Was there any rubber crumb up there?
I can't say yes or no.
Yeah.
Cannot confirm or deny.
There quite possibly could have been some rubber crumb in my
It really
vagina.
does get everywhere. I had some in my mouth when I was in the gym.
It does get everywhere, mate. Honestly, find it everywhere.
Especially if you
Yes.
sit on it.
Huh?
Because I sit on the floor sometimes to stretch. It like just gets embedded in your leggings.
Yeah, it's fucking grim, mate.
Or your vagina?
Or your
I
vagina.
haven't looked.
Like there with a mirror. But yeah, should we do a summary of the weekend? Obviously, Kelly, you weren't there because you're being selfish.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay.
We have potentially got, if we can get it organized before she flies back to Australia and we're in different time zones, potentially Alex coming on.
Oh, so she's from Oz.
She's English, but she lives in
Oh, I did not know that.
Sydney. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she'll have some quite interesting things to say about that. But
Yeah.
so obviously Tom threw a fucking blinder and
Yeah.
won the men's open pro card.
Yeah, that
Reece.
was sick with Reece McDonald. He's such a nice lad. He's
Yeah.
so good.
And it
Watched
was
him pose the night
so-
before.
I don't know about what you thought, but I thought it was so close between him and the German guy.
Yeah, massively.
Until I think it was Two Bros posted, they were both doing ab and thighs. And I showed Dan last night and I was like, that's why. And it was quite clear in the photo that Reece had it over the German guy in that front ab and thigh.
What was it?
What
was it?
I did see those photos. I had to rely on their cover of the event, which was predominantly the men's division.
Yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute.
What was it in his abs and thighs that won it for him?
Just the squareness and size of his pecs.
Yeah.
Then the condition and the shape and the flow of his abs.
Yeah.
They were just like, it's like a fucking bricked wall.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
feathering in his quads, and you could see that his legs were bigger than what's his name, Chris Cowan or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Chris.
Yeah. The only thing that I was unsure about was when they turned around, Chris's glutes, he did have glutes over Reese, I must say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was so close. And Nate Styles was like, who, I can't tell, who do you think? I was like, no fucking idea, mate. No
Yeah.
idea.
You know, there weren't that many competitors yesterday, considering it was like a pro thing.
Yeah,
but
there
like,
was more 2 weeks ago, wasn't there?
yeah, but like the standard of the men was just nuts. It was so good, so good. So yeah. Oh, here comes Kat.
I thought you were looking at something.
I'm like, what? She's going to intro.
Oh, Laura. Oh. Even the classic guy Matt was so
Yeah.
good as well.
Yeah.
I sat there with Sammy Williams, just being like, he is just so like attractive.
Did you see his reaction? He like jumped up and down on the stage.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I was stood with Brittany and she was like, "Oh my god, did you see?" It was like the most excitement, the best fucking pro win like response ever.
Well, Sammy was saying that he literally was like just kind of doing it. He didn't really expect to win. He didn't expect to place. He was just like, "Oh, I'm not going to be as good as these guys." And then to be like, "Oh fuck, I just won my pro card." Like, it's so mad. It's just nicest guy, and it's just so good to see people winning them that deserve them. You know, I think the judges made quite good calls, to be honest.
Yeah. And then we obviously had women's bodybuilding, women's physique, which sadly, and we'll hear more about it when we get her on, there was only one competitor, which was Alex. I can't pronounce her surname, unfortunately.
No.
I'm not even gonna. I'll butcher it.
I'm confused because I sent you guys a picture because, sorry, not you guys, you women, a picture going. I'm like, two bros have posted the physique, but it was definitely figure because I was like, they've got heels on. I thought
they did it. They didn't change the decals on the back.
Right.
So they had women's physique. It was women's bodybuilding. That was correct. Then they had women's physique. That was correct. But then when figure came on, they didn't change it to figure. And then it didn't help that whoever was doing the Instagram posts was like women's physique division in full swing.
That's what I was.
And it was about. Her name's, I think it's Susie Fern, something like that. I know her husband or partner, Jordan. I know him to sort of speak to more than her. It was her walking on as novice. And I think I just put like, someone put, "Oh, isn't this figure?" And I was like, "'Tis figure," and then tagged Jordan. But then they did it again with a photo of Amy, who won the overall.
Yeah.
They said that was, you know, women's physique division overall winner or something like that, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's little things like that.
Well, I was confused. I was like, if they've reintroduced heels into physique, Mana's gonna be pissed.
Mate, I'd be like, nah.
Sorry. I literally, you'd be walking like Whoopi Goldberg.
I'll just get some flats and put some blocks underneath and be like, right, this is it. Like it or lump it, bitches.
Yeah.
Nah, it's such a shame. It really is. But I do think a lot of the ladies are doing later shows, because obviously speaking to Tom about some of his physique girls, he's got a lot of them going at the back end. I have one that's going at the back end of the year. Like, I think that's just where a lot of people aim for, just because it gives you predominantly more time in off season to improve, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I just think it's better at the back end of the year, to be honest. Like, I've always preferred back of the year shows.
Yeah, I've always thought the weed is quite early on in the season, really.
Yeah, it is really, isn't it? Like, in the grand scheme of things. So I'm hoping it picks up, but then it has to, because what other shows have physique? None, really. Or is there two or one more?
I'm not sure. I'm not up with the calendar.
No, neither am I. I'm going to admit to you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was one up north, wasn't there?
Yeah, let's I'll get the old Instagram up. And but then even then it doesn't necessarily say, does it?
No, I was gonna say, I don't think it actually tells you what divisions are in it.
No.
States, doesn't it?
Excuse me.
A lot of them, wow.
I completely forgot there was a microphone by my face.
I take back the ladies.
Shut up,
You
Kelly.
forget where you were.
Yeah. You know
Yeah,
when you
it
just like,
doesn't.
let something slip and you're like, oh, fuck.
Like the first time you have a fart in front of your other half, and it's like, oh my god, more to come.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Nah, Leeks has seen everything. Like when we first met, because we were in university, obviously we had these circles at university where we'd all basically have Wednesdays were like our days where we'd go and play football and or whatever. We'd have like our Bucks leagues, and then after we'd have a circle where we would get pissed up and like do great games and shit. And the first night I went back to Leeds's, I like chundered into my hands. I was just like blackout drunk, and I must have been on my underwear as well. Oi, oi. And I yeah, and I must have gone puked in my hands, and then I like must have moved. There was just a smear of vomit up her like wall, and she and like the amount of shit that Leeds like put up with before we got together was mad. So she's
brilliant.
seen everything.
Probably still there.
Yeah, probably.
You.
And she shaves me for shows, so equally it's the
I thought
same.
you had a chunder chart as well.
Friday night,
Johnny Sharp. Yeah.
Dan was in the bath and he's calling for me, and he was shaving his calf and he couldn't reach it.
Oh,
So
damn.
I had to shave his calf.
I have trouble shaving my
I
hamstring.
really weren't sure what you were going to say, man.
I no, I draw the line at shaving his gooch. I let him do that himself.
I can never do my hamstrings well. They're always just left hairy, and then when it comes to show, Leeks will do them.
I have to just lift the leg up in the air.
I can't do that. I just can't.
I
Yeah,
think
sorry,
I'd dislocate a hip.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we completely went off topic there. Did you look at the shows there, Ro?
Yes, I did. It doesn't specify which ones have women's physique on the Instagram page. I don't know if that's different if you then go to try and register. I'm not sure,
Possible.
but
Yeah, I'm almost sure there's two more with physique, but I know there's physique at Racial Rumble because that's the one before the British, I believe. They moved it
yeah.
around, didn't they? And that's that's obviously the last qualifier for the pro card. Yeah, so it's a shame, but I guess like it is what it is. Can't do anything about it.
No, and even figure was dramatically undersubscribed as well.
Yeah, because I ran into, I can't remember her name. She's so lovely. We ran into her into the services when we were getting coffee, and we were like, "How are you feeling?" And she was like, "Yeah, fine." Like she took the overall at
Amy.
Yeah, nicest lady ever.
I've not
She
met
was
her,
like,
but she gets her bikinis done by Miss Bikini Fitness as well.
"Oh, okay, yeah." And yeah, she was like, "Well, I won the overall last time, but I don't think there's many people turning up." And I was like, "Oh, fucking sucks, mate." Because I don't think any ladies apart from bikini were able to have their pro cards.
Wellness.
Oh, okay, wellness fair.
But this is something, right?
But I thought there was 3. Was there only 3? Well, how many were in the overall for wellness?
I don't know.
Must have been
I didn't.
5. No, it has to. No, sorry, total of 5 across the categories has to be that. I don't know. Yeah,
Because that's what I was literally going to say. I thought it had to be 5 in the overall.
yeah, no, it's not because there was only 3 in my overall, wasn't there? It was me, Alex, and Kate and Kitty.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was quite a lot. I think there was like 6 or 7 in my overall.
Oh, fair enough.
Because
I
you
like
had
that.
beginner was in there as well.
Mm.
And then I think every height class
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
It's quite a, but that was the only two bro show of 2020 because of lockdown.
Because I didn't see, I could see who had the overall, but it didn't show a pro card for wellness.
Oh, there
I'm
must
sure
have
I
been.
saw it. Unless I got confused and it was bikini. No,
Probably.
I was thinking it was on their story.
Yeah, probably. But nevertheless, I think we should just club together and make our own women's physique show.
Yeah.
The prize would be grim. The prize money would be grim.
Yeah, it would be like
whatever people can, like a raffle donation.
Yeah, just buy a ticket as you enter the
donate?
show.
Maybe there wasn't wellness. Maybe I made that up. Although
First prize is a hamper.
it doesn't look like even the men's physique show was particularly oversubscribed either.
All that Josh Bridgman's moving categories.
Yeah, so we spoke to Josh just before he went on, and I said to Josh, I was like, they haven't released like a list. Like obviously before every pro show you see a list of competitors, and Josh was like, yeah, I honestly don't think there's going to be many of us. That's why they didn't release a list, which is stupid because you should always release a list, right? It's just the way the IFBB is, but they just seem to not really. It was just shit. Like, to be honest, it's a pro show, and there's only how many pro shows are there in the? Sorry?
There was only 6 competitors in this photo. I don't know if that's because it's a call out, but I can't see anybody else at the side of the stage. And Louis Blackmore's in that lineup, and he turned pro yesterday. So there was only going to be 5 otherwise. But
and like for what is that and True Athlete are the only pro shows in the UK? Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be anything at the British. I think Martin Winston was saying something about 212, but I don't know if that was they were talking about a couple of years previous or not. I sort of heard the side of the conversation.
I just don't know, but I just don't know. It just sucks. Like, that's it. Like, you just don't. There's just nowhere. Like the UK, like for Two Bros to be the only like NPC IFBB kind of federation, they need to up their game because it's just it's you've got people like Samson who obviously they absolutely love because he's an amazing athlete and he's him and Hollingshead and stuff like that. They're very apparent in the bodybuilding scene, even more so since Samson won the Arnold. But like let's capitalize on that. Let's grow the UK bodybuilding scene more so, not just for open bodybuilding, but for more categories because we need to step up our game. We can't just all like fly on the coattails of Samson. Do you know what I mean? Like we've got to. And I think I said it was either you or Brittany yesterday, Ray, where it's like, oh, they'll recognize all these top end athletes, but what if a female from the UK was like won the Arnold? I mean, in physique we couldn't because I don't have it there anyway. But like, what if one of us like was top 6 in the Olympia? Oh, we wouldn't get the recognition because no one fucking cares. Do you know what I mean? It's so infuriating, and it's just the federations in the UK really need to step their game up because the bodybuilding industry is just run on like the luck of and the work and stuff like that from 2 top end bodybuilders. You know what I mean? It's just they need to work on it because it's an embarrassment. And like you sent us that post earlier, Kelly, and the fact that backstage you're not provided. It's a fucking pro show. It's not an amateur show anymore. It's a pro show. So you should be providing things that we need. And I'm not saying don't give the amateur stuff like that because obviously they need it, but you're now at a level where you're working with professional athletes. And this is something that I like kind of have realized through the year of being a professional athlete. Like we've all worked super, super hard to turn pro. And I'm not saying amateurs don't work and that's hard enough. And that's not nearly what I'm saying, but I'm just saying there is a level that you need to step up to in order to cater for professional athletes. And obviously we heard that they didn't provide water yesterday, they didn't provide anything. It's a fucking joke.
So like, obviously Legion, I imagine they had good shit.
Yeah, they were brilliant, mate.
Free stuff.
Yeah.
So Poland, we got a goodie bag.
Yeah.
And I mean, although backstage was very similar to Two Bros, there was nothing particularly fancy about it. When it was due for the pros, there was rice cakes, there was water, there was jam out on the table. It was very rudimentary, but it was there.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Hungary, again, we got a goodie bag. Wasn't quite as good as Poland, but they had a gala dinner afterwards for the pros. And you didn't, I think if you wanted to bring more than one person, you had to buy a ticket, but you could bring your +1. I didn't go to it because I didn't get the memo and I thought rocking up in gym gear was probably not the best idea. So I went back to my Airbnb and ate a microwavable carbonara.
Love it. Yeah, but like at Legions, we got the same. So we obviously go register. We get like a whole tracksuit. We had like a bag. We had like just like meet and greets with like companies and stuff like that. Got a goodie bag, and it's like they just need to up their game because it's embarrassing. And now it's like rotating itself around social media. It's just going to make them look even bad. And they've already got a hindered reputation as it is. Like, obviously, like we've spoken about, Ray, when we had a discussion with the IFBB and Two Bros 2 years. And I even said to the female bodybuilding channel, because they brought it up, in the fact that we brought it up in a meeting and still fuck all has been done about it. And I understand that it is a business, but you need to feed these categories in order to make them grow. There's a reason why there's only fucking 2-figure or 3-figure girls, because no one's interested, or because it's not fed to them. You're not given the opportunity to be figure anymore, or be physique, or be bodybuilding. It's just, and it just sucks. It really, it's just a joke, really. And then the fact they didn't provide water for the pros yesterday, or anyone, if that matter. And it's just simple things, mate. Simple things.
How are you meant to cultivate popularity without publicity? The two go hand
Exactly.
in hand.
Yeah.
If you don't make something seem obtainable to somebody, they're not going to know that that's an option.
Yeah. I agree. Or like, we can't guest pose anywhere because our contract doesn't allow us, right? So get us to guest pose as well. Like, we need exposure, and it's all good being like, oh, we'll pat your back if, yeah, and they're like, oh, we'll pat your back if you pat our, yeah, but we're not going to pat your back because you're not doing anything for us. So even if you said, okay, guest pose here, you know, even at the British, it would be fucking awesome to be asked to guest pose, or to be able to even hand out the IFBB Pro card, because we're two active women's physique people. Like, do you know what I mean? It just, like, just try and incorporate more of the men and the women, not just the men. And this sounds really sexist, but, you know.
Also, like, this isn't it. No, I'm not going to say it.
And it,
Say it.
and it
You can do it.
a big part of that meeting that we had was community, creating a community, because it wasn't Bridgman, it was Brightman that said it. And obviously, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, Brightman said it, and he was like, you know, there is no community. You're literally just picking people out that you want to promote, when we're all here, like, because obviously it was complaining that a lot of the pros didn't turn up to it.
You gave us 2 fucking weeks notice. Some of us have proper jobs.
No, yeah, and it's just, again, they're just picking the 1 to 2 people that they want to promote. Promote more people, like
that, didn't you, Mark?
Huh?
You really stressed about trying to get to that as well, with work and everything. And it's like,
I think I managed to get a shift swap, but yeah, it massively, to be summoned like that with 2 weeks notice, to sit in a room and be told, as an online coach, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And then it's like, well, some of us aren't online coaches. And it was almost the fear of reprisal if you didn't turn up. Yeah. And I just felt like it was a slap on the wrist. But yeah, they said to us, you know, how do you expect to come to a pro show and not have to pay for a ticket if you're not going to support us? I've rocked up to a lot of those pro shows, but still had to pay.
Yeah.
Which, fine, fair enough, whatever. But don't act like you're supporting us when you're not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I agree. And it's like, I personally think professional athletes should just get free entry.
yeah.
Especially if you've turned pro in one of their shows.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were meant to.
Huh?
I don't understand why you are paying.
Fuck knows. You know, and I'm not saying, oh, we're special, but, you know, I fucking worked hard for that pro card, and I'm proud to be an IFBB pro. And then to just be treated like some other shitter, like, people turn pro to be a professional athlete, and it's just like, I'm not an amateur anymore.
They're missing a trick with the appeal of the shows. If you, like, you know, some people, it's a big deal to them meeting a pro. Yeah. Regardless of where you are within the pro league and your own performance, they're meeting something they're trying to obtain the same as.
Yeah.
So to see it there in real life, and then, you know, it's the fun of comparing yourself to them or standing next to them. And, you know, I'm not talking about myself because, like, yeah, whatever. But you have those people, to know that they're there, it's going to draw more people in.
Yeah. It is mad. It is mad. And, like, I'm not saying anything to make, like, being professional, like, oh, we are the best of the best, everyone is just crumbs to us. But, like, there's a reason people turn pro.
Crumbs.
Everyone is rubber crumb to me. But, you know, like, and you have to be hardworking bodybuilder, whether a pro or not. But, like, it's the point. Do you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't have a top 6 Olympian come and have no water backstage because she's the top 6 Olympian. So it's just mad, mate. It's mad.
Or even people in the actual Olympics, actual Olympic athletes. I mean, not like Olympia.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if they didn't give them Lucozade or water or?
Yeah. It's just fucking shit.
Because you
mate.
are a professional athlete, but you were allowed to train during lockdown. The government allowed that because you were professional athletes.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I just
It's
think
mad.
it's a shame. I like the Yamamoto. I quite like what they do, their shows.
Oh
And I
yeah.
like the fact that they're doing like masters shows now,
Mm.
which I think is
Yeah.
really good. But there's nothing like that here.
Nothing, mate. Nothing. Unless they could do like a federation, another federation with the ability to give out pro cards and associate with the NPC. But I just don't know. I just don't know whether. I don't know. It's hard. It is tough because you just
Can
it can
we
only be one. Do you know what I mean?
can we also talk like 2 weeks ago, the lighting fucking on point. Like
Yeah.
was really good for the like really good. What was with the yellow background yesterday?
I did think that, to be fair.
You've got people spray painted orange and you've
And
put
you've got
yellow behind them.
Yeah. What was the backdrop for last time?
Black.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's a weird one. That is a weird one. And this is no way shitting on Two Bros. It's just I think there's like a few things that could have been amended to make the show better. Because obviously Fuad talks about things like this all the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important that federations do take on these, because I was tempted to message Ian and be like, I think you should get some guest posers in that are female as well. Just like Samson for the males and then someone for the females. Because I think that would be sick. I think that would bring more sort of people in the seats, you know what I mean? But whether they'll listen, I don't know. I don't know, mates. I don't know, ladies. We do what we can. Romana, what are you doing?
Ruby's making funny noises.
She is. She's a little pig. Oh, Kelly, I get my kitten next Saturday.
I know.
I'm
It's
so
not
exciting.
the 17th.
Huh?
I thought it was the 17th.
Wait, what's next Sunday?
16th.
And it's the 16th. We were going to pick him up on the 17th, but we decided to just come back from London early and pick him up. We did get asked if we wanted to pick him up this weekend, but we've got so much happening this week coming that like we've got people coming to the flat to fix shit, and we're just like
Oh yeah.
probably best to keep him chill and yeah, especially if he's going to be missing his mum. Like, Kelly.
I'm not doing anything next weekend.
Oh, come on down.
I even knew what date you were getting your cat on.
He's a
Yeah.
fucking
I can't
cutie.
wait because for anybody that doesn't have pets, whether it's like a dog or a cat, they are just therapy.
Yeah.
Like they are.
100%.
I
That's
talk
why-
to my cats. Thank God they don't answer or tell people.
Ruby does. Ruby does answer.
Oh, talking about, yeah, that's why we're getting in this, because like I've said to you ladies multiple times, like it's ever since becoming self-employed, like Leets works like 40 hours a week plus, and then I'm like here working basically the same as she is, but just alone, and it's like I just want a little friend, do you know, like yeah.
You've got the ability now, you're working from home, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly, that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like me and Lara, best buddies.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna
We
call
can
him Bruce?
FaceTime them together.
Is it Bruce?
Huh?
You're gonna call him Bruce?
No, it's called Nimbus. I did tell you.
Nimbus.
Yeah,
Oh.
because his dad's a big blue British short hair, and he's called Storm. So I wanted to call Nimbus Storm, but I'm not going to name him after his dad because I don't want to do that. And so we thought, what comes with the storm? A Nimbus cloud. So we called him Nimbus.
Nimbus.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like
And
that.
he's just an angry grey cloud like pottering around. He's fucking cute.
You're not gonna call him that.
Yes, we are.
Like Lara is Bops, Bopsy. Like,
Oh, I see.
you know?
Or like pet names.
Yeah.
Like Ruby's Ruby Bug, Apple Strudel, Ruble. Like
Oh,
that.
I think I called her a Bop Potato today.
Oh yeah. Baked potato, chicken nugget, chicken drumstick. Lots of different names. I
Fucking
love
so
Ruby.
cute.
I can't wait for you to show us your pussy on the pod.
Oi, oi. That's my OnlyFans.
He is gorgeous though.
Yeah, have
So-
you seen him, though?
What have we got for the title then? Smear test, Sarah's pussy. Sarah gets a new pussy. There we go.
All the tests on Sarah's new pussy.
Yeah. People will love that. We'll get so many
But
clicks.
Claire.
Yeah, big gay Clarence.
Yes.
Oh, you pussy.
Fucking hell. That's one from Pornhub, that is.
I'm gonna have to bust a move in a sec. I've got
Yeah.
meal prep to do for
I need to
tomorrow.
eat. I've had
That's
one
right.
meal, one mushy meal today.
Oh, I've got to go and spend the day with my mother tomorrow.
Have fun. Anyway, that's
We're gonna
it.
go look at classic cars at Abbotsbury Tropical Gardens.
Oh,
So
lovely.
it will be nice. It will be nice, especially if the weather's all right. Kelly's face. Yeah.
Kelly, I didn't realize how large your forehead was until tonight.
Oh, she's got a proper 6 head. She has.
You
Where
could
is out? My hair's falling out. You can see
Oh.
like where it's all fallen out.
Yeah.
Big chunk.
6 head.
No, I'm 4.
You could light a house if you put a solar panel on that.
Yeah. I'm Heartland.
At least it's not a Klingon. If I lean my head forward, the veins become more pronounced as well.
Because of how close I have to get because of the fucking microphone.
Hello,
Because my son's like not letting me.
Can you just do that
like,
again, please? Can we all just lean forward? Lean forward. And you, there we go. Oh, that didn't do what I needed it to do. So
Oh no.
yes, it did. It did.
those
Yes.
listening on Spotify, they're going to be like, "Wow, this is great."
Yeah. Yeah. This is
Amazing
Oh,
definitely
fucking
content
hell.
this is.
Great
Right.
podcast.
Putting our foreheads into this TV screen camera.
Oh dear. What, all of the above?
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Oh,
to.
actually, before we do go, quick update on the seminar.
Oh
I
yeah.
put something up. So basically, it's just a little bit crazy, really, isn't it? Like, we kind of came to the conclusion that we either do it in May or we just wait until we do it next year or the end of the year, because it's just all crazy at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I think there's a difference between putting on a seminar and putting on a fucking good seminar. And we
Bad.
want to put on a fucking good seminar. We don't want to just rush it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
We want it planned. We want things and stuff. So please bear with us. It's not going anywhere other than a different date.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
It will happen.
Yeah. And it's just tough with you being so close to shows, and then I'm in prep then, and it's just like we'll cross it. Not that we can't do it. It's just the fact that it just everything seemed to go wrong at that time. So
Yeah.
like Rose said, we just want to bring a good like a fucking good seminar, and not like just one that's put on for the sake of it.
Ideally, to be able to do it needs to be whilst none of us are in a dieting phase.
Yeah.
I mean, I could.
Fine with me.
It's like this point now, I'd be absolutely fine. But
Yeah.
I know from this point on is when the grind's going to come. It's got to. I've got 7 weeks.
Yeah.
It's got to.
Yeah.
To some extent, it may not be hunger, but there is that, like, I did get a bit draggy when I forgot to eat for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's the update, because I thought about the update and I was like, fuck, we haven't updated anyone on the crap with the
Yeah.
seminar. So
We're very good at talking to each other,
yeah,
but we
just
don't
not other
tell
people.
everyone else.
Yeah. Well. But anyway, all the good stuff. So thank you for listening. Obviously, like, share, subscribe, and
Ring the bell.
ding
Whatever.
ling ling. But thank you for all your continued support, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
On the flip. Later,
Flip-flop.
taters.